Hey guys, it's Gummo here, and I thought I'd get around to another battle report. Um, it's been a while, as you guys know. Things have been busy. Have actually played a little bit. There's been a tournament that I've been to. Took a few pictures, and I might even do a bit of a summary write-up of that at some point. But I wanted to get onto a 1.2 game first, and my mate Josh came over today, and we got a game in. So he brought Kingdoms of Equitane, and I took my Orcs and 4,500 points, and see how it goes. Don't actually have his list on me, but I'll run through and describe, as far as I remember it anyway, what we had. So out on the left is, I don't know what they're called, but they're basically those impetuous knights. Still got 2 up save though, pretty good, and then 2 lots of 10 crossbowers, with the little soft cover stake things that they have. Then he's got 1 set of 8 Grail Knights, with the Strider banner sitting in the forest, some yeomen at the front, and then his big bus of Realm Knights with his damsel to divination. That's a wizard apprentice, but 4 spells on divination, and then his lord character. Can't remember exactly the kit out, but he's re-rolling wounds, re-rolling hits, re-rolling wounds, divine attacks, something like that. Heaps of different stuff. I can't remember what it was, but it's pretty deadly. And then he had another bus, another 8 Grail Knights. Um, can't, do these guys have a fear banner or something? And then some more yeomen, and then 3 Pegasus Knights, whatever they're called now. And sorry, I had no idea what the Kingdom of Equitane proper names are out on the right. And what we decided, so secondary actually rolled up as that center of the board objective, but for deployment we actually went with that number 6, that new weird one. And so actually let me just jump back. So I think it was his yeoman there, whereas there we got placed first and we went back and forth. So it ended up pretty much still pretty standard, didn't change a whole lot. If anything, probably slows it down because you go back to one-to-one deployment. But anyway, so my list, yeah, tried to take a bit of shooting, and I've got a new Cave Nasher guy that I wanted to bring. So okay, he's up there on the top left there. He's 3 up with a lance and the Lucky Shield, and then I've got 2 skewers, 1 Git launcher, 1 Nasher Wrecking Crew, some Nasher Dashers, 1 of the spiders. Now I've got a Iron Orc Warlord on a chariot at the back. He's got the Bluffer's helm and Sprout of Rebirth, that's right. Some Nasher Dashers in front of my 30 Ed Bashers with spears. 20 Night Goblins, obviously nets now, and my Chief BSB with the Pants Protection, whatever it was called, and a Great Weapon. And then a level one, shouldn't say that, a Wizard Apprentice with 4 spells. And I went Witchery. I've been back and forth between that and whatever that other one is, the one that's Thermogeny, whatever it's called. I should have the cards in front of me. Decided to go Witchcraft just because I thought the other ones were a bit higher casting, and this one had some movement spells that I thought might be useful, knowing that I was playing against Kingdom of Aquitaine, but hey, got to try stuff out at some point. Another National Wrecking Crew, another Spider, some Scouting Spider Riders, which just ended up putting there anyway, and some core Boar Boys for scoring out on the right. Stupidly positioned King, like they're sort of angled in there, and he had a perfect flank charge with his uh, Peg Knights. Some close-ups. And yeah, so I ended up with these spells. So basically the initiative and movement one, which I thought I might be able to use to slow things down. Twisted Effigy to try and, although it's a 10 to cast for the big one, try to halve his divination spells because they're quite low range anyway. Get distracting's not too bad, and then random movement 2d6. I mean, the problem with this, as we found out playing this, it's just there's just nothing in here that's overly scary. So by itself, it's pretty crappy lore. Unlike divination, where everything seems awesome, apart from the low range. But I mean, Kingdom of Aquitaine are going to be in your face pretty quick. So he has some great spells there, I thought. Luckily, I rolled. It was just a roll off for first turn, and I rolled a 6, so he didn't get that flank charge straight into my bull boys, which would have really, yeah, had me on the ropes pretty early. They didn't do a whole lot of movement. Actually sent the Nasher Wrecking crew back. I didn't want to. He went rolled 11 or something. I was hoping he didn't go that far back, but I wanted to get him away from the front lines, see if I can coax his people in a bit more before they got shot. The National Wrecking crew in front of that second spider went up, and my forest goblins move up as well. But the rest of it pretty much stays pretty close. I actually did bump the spiders up, and totally forgot that I didn't want to because those yeomen are in range of the bows. I was going to just, you know, hit them on fives, but of course I moved them, and then they're hitting on sixes, which uh, sucks. So yeah, I mean, and obviously had a chance to move my ball boys just around so they're not getting a flank charge. So I mean, the whole idea now is just like I've got to throw all my bow shots and throwing weapons into that front. A lot of yeomen just to try and keep this Nasher wrecking team alive. Magic was a bust. I didn't get tried to get this. No, I think it was yeah. I think I just threw the small one to try and stop some of his crossbows shooting, but didn't roll high enough. Did get distracting off on this left hand squeak hoppers, so at least to try and make them harder to hit from the crossbows. I mean, that's what I'm conscious of. I need to keep some of this chaff around to try and stop these big buses coming in one go. That's the only sort of hope I've got. Yeah, out of all the shots, yeah, I only killed one. So would have probably killed a little more if I didn't move the spiders, but hey, that's what happens. And so his turn one, he just moves them straight onto one of my Nasher wrecking crews, and they're dead. And these guys fly around the flank here, um, not doing a whole lot. Over here, these guys tried to charge my cave squig dude and failed to charge, so they're just stuck there. It was a pretty far charge. Um, and the rest of them there, they don't move up very fast. Obviously, he knows I'm trying to chaff him, and he's going to try and take them out before I get to do that. Magic though, he does get this off, which I didn't want. I think I did throw dice at it, but just not high enough, and he ends up plugging. I think he only got 2 wounds on that one, and then he threw that other one, which was the D3, D6 wounds, and rolled a 1 on that one and got another one through. So he's down to 5 wounds already, which isn't good, but could have been worse. Turn 2, my National Wrecking team moves up, and my cave. What is he? Cave King? What is it? Well, I don't know, whatever it is, the Gobbo King. Uh, charges his Impetuous Knight. I can't remember what they're called. Sorry, guys. Impetuous Knight dudes. They flee, and of course, they don't get anywhere close to hitting him. Actually, the 4 Nasher dashes there actually did charge first, and they held to that, and then the other guy, my king, chased him. So they're out of the action, so to speak. I just thought if he, happened to flee, he might go off the table, but he's not that silly. So then I just position these guys basically around the 12 or 11 inch line. I think 11 inch, 11 and a half inches from my line. So that way, if he does choose to charge in and does an overrun, it's a pretty far overrun until he hits these spiders. And I'm hoping if he does take some of these charges and takes out my chaff, that at least I've got some short charges to choose who I'd want to go into. I don't really want to go in that realm bus because that knight, his general's just going to wipe my spider. He's got multi-wounds too. Reroll hits, reroll wounds. Yeah, don't want to go in there. So ideally I want to send my spiders or a spider and a savage block into that Grail Knight unit and just try and wipe it out in one turn or whatever. But yeah, at this point I just don't know how I'm going to slow him down enough. Some shooting does take out some Nasher Dashers. And my turn 2, I've just moved these guys out of charge arc basically. They don't really have a lot to do. The whole goal, I guess, in a list like this is just to hang around and try and take objectives at some point. But everyone over there is higher initiative. They can just take them out before they get to strike. So I did 4 dice this, the big one. So now the damsel's down to 9-inch range on the spells, which is good. That was about it for that turn. Shooting though, first turn shooting, my Git launcher took, okay, I think 2 wounds out on this unit. And this time I took another 4 or something, or another two, whatever it was. Anyway, they're down to four guys left, and those start at eight. So I've killed four now. So they're becoming manageable, which is good. Um, the skewers are just missing, and I think they might have hit a yeoman or something. That was about it. So not a whole lot. This one actually misfired and just took a wound. And of course, I didn't see this. This what he's not dumb enough to charge my chaff there. So the Grail Knight comes in the side. Okay, he's close to my spider, which is sort of good. But yes, see you later, chaff unit. That's gone. And the peg guys trying to charge my spider from pretty far away. They just failed. It was pretty far. Yeah, his knights I think failed to rally and run off the board. So okay, that's that set gone. And these guys aren't going to last very long, which they don't. They blow up. Well, not blow up, but die. He reforms. His crossmen take out my Nasher wrecking crew over here. They just don't last, but I guess it's better them dying than something else. And so my turn three. I call the Wag and send my spider and ferals into this Grail Knight bus. And I'm just hoping. Well, stupidly, I'm hoping to kill it and reform. Of course, my head bashers are frenzied, so that's not going to work. But I wasn't thinking of that at the time. So they go in. Interestingly, I wonder if I could have, just thinking of this now, I wonder if I could have crisscrossed them. So the spider was to the left, but no, he would have died anyway. But I could have positioned him in a way that the overrun wasn't going to get any of my ferals though. But anyway, you live and learn. I moved the spiders up and get my general in a position that he can actually pivot, and it was very close, and it was thanks to Josh, he actually let me do it, but like I didn't fully measure it, and then at the time I was like, oh, you know what, he's just touching. But yeah, Josh was right with letting that my orc on a chariot be able to pivot past my spider, even though it's pretty close. My Nasher wrecking crew were just Nasher dashes, sorry, was just up in front of those grails. I mean, they're going to die, and he's going to get an overrun into my spider, so I don't even know why I put them there. They couldn't make it over to the realm unit, and they're just going to get shot by the crossbow guys. So yeah, should have positioned them for a flank charge or something. Put them in the forest. Who knows? In my cave, Nasher, what's it called? The bloody goblin chief or king on a Nasher dasher thing comes out of the shooting arc of the crossbow guys, ready to do a charge next turn. Yeah, that's probably what that's showing. I try random movement on these guys to stop them coming in, but I just don't even roll high enough, and then I double one this one, just trying to get a lower initiative off on the Grail Knights so I can get spiders can attack at the same time. Yeah, my whole magic phase just went for a bust. However, I did break them, killed all of them but one. They ran. My spider holds and pivots around so we can at least threaten the Peg Knights if they do make a charge on my Night Goblins with the Shaman and stuff in it. But yeah, I mean the Savages don't run very far and they're going to get flank charged. This is going to be ugly. So yeah, not looking good for the Orcs. As I think this might have, no, it might have just been another shot, sorry. Oh, it is them coming in. So yeah, you can see the round bus comes in. He can't fully close, but I can close to him, which would have been nice if I couldn't, because if the spider was there. But it's the way it was. They can. So yeah, it's a successful charge. In they go, and these Peg Knights, I think they fail the charge again. To be honest, I think that's what happens. And the other Grail Knights, the unpainted ones, they're into my Nasher Dashers. And it's starting to hurt. These guys take shots and don't do anything to this guy, which is awesome. And of course the Savages, they just don't stand up. I think we might have killed one. Broke, ran down, and then ran inside of my spider. So that spider's not going to like getting hit with multi-wound 2 weapon. The Nasher Dashers on the left there, on the Grails, they get killed and overrun into the spider as well. So my center is screwed. And oh yeah, and of course with the savages breaking the Ed Bashers, that panics my wolf, my bloody ball boys, and they run off. um, and then into my turn. Okay, I must have skipped a couple. My turn 3 or turn. Jeez, this might be my turn 4 actually. Sorry, I go in, kill 5 guys. They're steadfast, but on a 6 they break, and I don't catch them. So I end up there, and then his other units, crossbows, break as well, panic and run. So yeah, I'm in this cave. This goblin warlord chief dude, whatever it is, king, whatever the new names are, he's doing pretty good over here on the left flank. So yeah, I mean, I think I think the whole. I don't even think his general's actually got a great weapon. That's right. So I think he was striking last. I think the whole unit just destroyed my spider, um, and then reformed, and yeah, just yeah. To be honest, I've missed my turn 4. This is actually King Vectane's turn 4 probably. Sorry, because the realm the realm knight overran the savages, hit my spider, and then it was my turn 4, and I charged my chariot into the flank of the realm. That's right. So I have taken. You can see he's lost, I think, another 4 knights, but then I've lost my spider. So I lost the combat by, I think it was 5, and it was a leadership 4 reroll on my general, and I passed it. So obviously he reforms the way you see there, but my general is holding up. My and because the spider broke, my in turn 4 my ball boys had rallied. The spider died and then caused the the ball boys to run away again. So they're running off to the right. So that's what happened there. So can my general do it? Who knows? Kingdom of Aquitaine turn 4. He finally gets these peg knights into my unit of little bunker at the back with my goblin shaman. He punks my. He's left. He's left Pegasus Knight, takes my shaman out. But then the right one doesn't take out my BSB. I think it's because I've got saves and everything that he's got the pan protection talisman thing. So he survives and he's got a great weapon and he actually takes out the rest of the peg knights. So we kill all the peg knights with some night goblins. So that was actually quite good. The other thing too is the my general does a challenge and his general accepts, and now we've got generals fighting each other, which is good for me because then I'm not getting beaten up by the rest of those realm knights. One unit crossbowmen run off the board and the other one keep running. And yeah, he gets some magic up. He gets the reroll to hits, reroll to wounds. Off. Can't really do much without a wizard now. Actually, sorry, my night golems have the +2 to spell banner too, so I actually am able to dispel stuff, but I just didn't. Um, so yeah, can the general hold out? Now over here, he's put some wounds. I think my spider's got 5 wounds left, but I'm pretty much averaging each combat, killing 1 Grail Knight, maybe 2. I think it's only like 1 a turn, a 1 a combat phase. Yeah, he gets everything up on this unit. But with the challenges, I think I do lose that round again, but it's like a leadership 8 re-rollable or whatever, and I hold. He takes some shots at my skewer, takes 2 wounds off it, and yeah, there's the take out those guys, which is awesome. So my turn 5. I declare a charge to bring these net goblins into his unit of combat. It's like a 9, and I make it. And it's just the way it's positioned here. So you can see his left grail's only got 3 guys left. And just the way it is, my BSB is on the left, so he can attack the unit, but he's generally he's on the right, so he's in a challenge with my guys. So there's very little of the realm, very little of the night golems that can actually do anything. So it's basically my hero against my goblin chief with his great weapon against his realm knights. and then the challenge happening. That's pretty much it. The rest of it's all static combat res. These guys actually rally. Wow, again. And yeah, I mean, I think we get his general down to 1 wound. He's hardly doing anything to me. I'm knocking him down, but he's got, at the time he had, with this charge actually, I may have even had, I can't remember. I don't know if I won that combat or not. I might not have even on that one. But I am doing damage to him, which is pretty good. And he can't do much to me. You can see the Grail Knight's down to 2 now. These guys take out my War Machine. And his knights, his crossbow guys rally. Bottom of 5, he sends his single Grail Knight against my 5 Boar boys, and yep, they're going to die, which is embarrassing. But in the big combat in the middle, we actually end up, we get his general down to 1, and I don't think he ends up doing anything to me. Actually, I don't do anything to him, actually, that's what it was. He's got 1 wound left, that's right. And my general bloody flobbed everything, but I still beat him by 1, I believe. Take a shot with my skewer, take out all but 1 of his yeomen. Yeah, he takes out my ball boy. It's like 1 guy just wipes him out. That sucked. But top of 6, yeah. I think we beat him by 1 or 2 or something at the time, and he failed his break test. And my Iron Orc Warlord on his chariot failed to catch him, but my goblins catch him. I think I needed a 10 or 11, 10. I think it was a 10, and I rolled a 10. So, and plus the spider beat the final Grail Knight over there. So, I mean, he had a bottom of 6, but there wasn't really anything left. Well, like I said, those goblins, they won it for me in the end. Is really had no business being there. That late, and what happened in the middle with losing that spider and my savages, but yeah, my general passing a leadership 4 break test just to hang in there and start the challenge, and then my night goblin's coming in with I think it was a 9 charge on the dice, making it, and then also on the overrun, the pursuit move rolling a 10 to take that unit out. The point swing was massive. It went to a 15-5, and then I had the objective. Which was funny too because we'd knocked the objective marker in all of it. So we thought I wasn't near the objective, and then Josh was like, I think that doesn't look like it's in the middle. And then we moved the objective marker in the middle, and my night goblins are sitting within 6. So I actually got the 3. So I mean, it was just pulled it out of my butt near the end. So it's a good game. It swung. Geez, my magic was absolute crap. I'm not going to take that law by itself anymore. And yeah, it's interesting. It's just the Orcs are going to be fun to try and change up the builds. I just think the core it's just, you want to bring Black Orcs and stuff because of the way I don't know, just the way it's organized, it seems like you want to bring Black Orcs for more power and stuff because the Ed Bashes, you can only take 30, but then you just got to fill your core up with stuff and then you've got no points. So, I mean, everyone's in the same boat, I guess, but it's definitely going to change the lists around, I think. The Get Launcher actually was awesome too. I mean, it's probably just the right matchup. I only had 1, but geez, if you had 3 and you went up against a high armor save, just D3 plus 1 doesn't seem like a lot. But if you had multiple catapults, they they can re-roll. If they miss, they get another chance to go at it again without losing the D3 plus 1. So they might be useful again. I didn't feel like artillery was that useful in version 1, but now the way it's done in 1.2, I think it could be. So I think I don't know, excited to try some different Orc builds. We'll see how it goes. I hope you liked it. Sorry it's a bit late and I'm a bit tired, but it was a good swingy game, and I thought I should get this done before I forget, and then I never get it out. I'll try to get some other builds, bat reps out and other videos at some point. So keep me in your subscribe list for a little bit longer. I'm not totally gone. And yeah, enjoy watching everyone else's videos, and I'll see you online soon. Cheers. Bye.